Okay, we have Peter from Orcfax with us. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Yeah, we had a late night, had some fun with some friends, but ready to go. Another great, fantastic day at Cardano Summit.
What about the summit? How do you like it?
I like it a lot. I mean, the value to me for these conferences is the networking and meeting people. Like a lot of the stuff that people are announcing and talking about, we already talk about online. It's still great to get the updates, but the 100% the value for me is just shaking hands, meeting new people, meeting old friends, talking about projects, talking about crazy big Cardano ideas and innovative new ideas.
Connecting faces to names. Huh?
Definitely, yeah. This is my second Cardano Summit. I went to the one in Lucerne. I actually ended up, my current business partner in Orcfax, I met there. I met other people at that summit for the first time and ended up working together for the last year. It sounds like the same thing is going to happen again this year. We're already planning some collaborations with people I've been talking to today. So yeah, 100% the value is the networking, and I just like last year in Lucerne, I'm really impressed with the professionalism of the conference itself, how well the event is run. And it feels like every little detail is looked after, and I can't believe it's free, right? Thank you very much, Cardano Foundation, right? What other crypto conference charges nothing for such amazing content and such amazing networking?
Yeah, eat and drink the whole day
it's
free of charge. But we're the one who is also building the Cardano, so yeah. But
it makes sense, right? Yeah, and Dubai is a long way to come for a lot of people, so so I also wasn't sure how many people would actually be here, but I'm very impressed by the attendance and the representation from around the world.
I spoke actually to Cardano Foundation, said 1,300 last year, now this year is 2,000 people. I mean, that's, we're in the middle of bear market, literally.
Yeah, right.
So yeah. But I also wanted to ask, about the Orcfax and everything you actually do. How does it work? And some next steps, some plans for the future.
Cool, yeah, so Orcfax is an oracle, and that's like a primitive we have in DeFi space that takes external real-world data and validates it and then publishes it on chain so that smart contract apps can use it as input to their smart contracts. Very simple example is, let's say, a change in the price between ADA and USD. And so you might have a stop loss order or take profit smart contract sitting on chain that's waiting to find out whether the price has changed or not, whether it's hit that limit or not. So an oracle would provide that data. The smart contract takes it as input and executes itself. Smart contracts that are deterministic, immutable, they're just going to do what they're going to do. And that's great. That makes them trustless. But we still have a lot of trust currently in our ecosystem, a little bit of blind trust in how this data is coming off chain and ending up in on-chain contracts. And that's called the oracle problem. A lot of people outside of Cardano are familiar with Chainlink. That's essentially like the biggest oracle provider in the blockchain space. They're Ethereum and EVM based for the most part. And so in the Cardano system, we've been a little bit slow to have alternatives, but there's Charlie 3 is now, is the first oracle on Cardano. And now us Orcfax, now we're also publishing live on Cardano mainnet. Our ADA USD feed is our very first feed. We're going to be adding several other feeds very shortly, ADA to BTC, ADA to Euro. We are making them all freely available for the first year because we want to get developer adoption. We want them to test, get used to it, not worry about paying, and just figure out how they can integrate feeds into their product. The little dirty secret of DeFi, not just in Cardano, is that many protocols and platforms rely on their own private oracle, right? Their own data feed, right? And that's an actually dangerous weak point for decentralization in general and for moving towards further trustlessness. So we see our role right now, a bit of education. I mean, Charlie 3 is doing the same, saying, hey guys, it's time to think about your protocol using a decentralized feed instead, right? Oracle feed. And so it's very early days. We're still taking baby steps. But
you're doing an amazing job, actually.
I think so. I think we're doing pretty good.
You do.
I think we've added, we have a lot of innovations. So my background is I'm an archivist. I've been trained in archival science, and I spent 20 years working in the field of digital archives and digital preservation. And I consulted with federal governments, UN, United Nations, NATO, all these organizations that have strict requirements around record keeping and maintaining the trustworthiness and authenticity of those records and being able to migrate them across systems, generations of technology, and still have the record available to somebody at some point that you can say yes. And so all of those ideas.
Perfect guy to build all of this, huh?
Well, I think I'm I'm perfect for the Oracle problem in the sense because the Oracle problem is how can I trust data? How can you prove that the data you've given to me is authentic and accurate? And that's what archivists do. We maintain collections of records, and when it's time for a legal case or a financial record or for some business memory, you need to pull the record out from wherever. It used to be from a box or a file drawer. Now, of course, it's a database or an email system or wherever, right? But when you do pull that out, you need to be able to, first of all, be able to read it. So that's not always a given. If it's 5 years later, you might be on a completely different operating system, all these other things, right? Yeah, you might not be able to render it. You might not have the software that originally created it. But then most importantly, you need context, so the context around who created it, how it was used, so that you can make a value decision on whether that data, that information's authentic or not. So I'm applying all those same standards and rules to Orcfax. So I've joked before, I said like Orcfax is really just an archival record keeping system with an Oracle publishing function in the middle of it. Because we collect, we validate, we publish to Cardano, then we archive. We create these highly marked up audit log packages. They are compliant with JSON LD, which is a linked data. So JSON is a very common data exchange format. JSON LD makes it linked data compatible, meaning it's basically a semantic web style data markup, which makes it machine readable. So that, and then the ontologies we use for JSON-LD are compliant with schema.org, which is the most widely used ontology on the web to make websites machine readable. So what we're doing is, we're gathering data. We're very diligent about that as well. We use a triangulation principle, meaning that we never just collect data from a single source and repost it. We will always look for 3 unique sources, right? 3 at minimum, and then that's the minimum goal. That's everything. We want to get higher than that. But at the very least, that allows you, if one of those 3 says something funny, there's an anomaly, and maybe you shouldn't trust the data, have a closer look. And then we validate. But so all of that process ends up also with this archiving system, publish, and we're building a full data lake of validated fact statements.
And you just started with all of this, so sounds amazing.
And the really cool stuff is we got an Explorer, because all this stuff is very technical. Yeah. And an Oracle is a back-end system. It's very much business to business. Our clients are other developers, right? But we want to make the concept more approachable for humans, and also to start thinking about these secondary reuses. So we created an Explorer, and the Explorer gives you it gives you fact statements as they come in real time, and then from each fact statement you can go to the full audit log package, which is stored on the Arweave decentralized network, similar to IPFS, pulls the package out and makes it available to you to investigate, either as a human, because it's human readable as JSON-LD, or you can feed it into things like a language training model for AI, for example. So now we can start training AI with verified, validated facts from the real world.
You thought about everything, huh?
There's a lot more coming.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, you too.
Take care.